here at JM in the AM. Well, Jordy Alter is with us live via telephone. He is the president of the Israel Association of Baseball. He's president of the Israel National Baseball Team. And guess what, everybody? The World Baseball Classic. A lot of people are talking about the World Baseball Classic. It's starting up really, really soon. He'll give us the schedule. And our beloved Team Israel is in it. And I think they drew a pretty good pool. He'll tell me if I'm right or wrong about that. And on Sunday, March 8th, they start playing in earnest, but there are some exhibition games before that. And those of you down in Florida and other areas, you'll have an opportunity to see the World Baseball Classic, and we'll find out if, in fact, Israel is going to be restricted only to the Sunshine State or not. Jordy Alter, a pleasure to welcome you back to JM in the AM.
Good morning, my friend Nachum. It's great to be here with you again, as always. I just want to make a small correction in your introduction. I'm no longer the president of Israel Baseball. I stepped aside in June. A fine gentleman, Dr. Ari Varan, is the new president of IAV. But I am leading the delegation to the WBC, as I have the last time as well. So it's a pleasure to be with you, my friend.
Is he a native Israeli? Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Is he a native Israeli?
He is, I believe, actually born in the U.S., but he's been in Israel for much of his life.
All right, so he's got some baseball background. I don't have to worry.
Absolutely, and a couple of young children that are very excited to be coming to visit Florida in the coming week. You're going to actually greet the team. You're going down for this weekend, assuming the blizzard allows people out of New Jersey. You're going to be going down this weekend, and you're going to start greeting the team members this coming Sunday, the day before Tanis Esther, right? Correct. We're going to be in Jupiter, Florida for our training portion. We got 3 days of training prior, which includes 2 exhibition games. Our team reports on Sunday, and then we have games against the Marlins on Tuesday, and then my Mets. I'm going to Port St. Lucie on Wednesday, which will be pretty exciting. And then from there, we'll head to Miami, where we start. Our first game is Motzei Shabbat, March 7th.
Right. Okay. So the exhibition schedule does not have a Monday Tanis Esther game, but it does have a post Purim game, right?
It has a during Purim game, actually.
Meaning in the afternoon of Purim?
Correct. Exactly. Remember what happened last time?
That
happened in 2017.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was in Tokyo. This one will be a little bit easier to deal with in Jupiter, Florida.
Yeah, there'll be more people here that know how to read the Megillah than there were in Tokyo.
You mean there'll be somebody that can read the Megillah is what you mean?
In fact, yeah. I can only imagine how you're going to be inundated by requests of people down in Florida to be the one to read Megillah Esther in the dugout.
We got that covered already. Actually, we're going to do a team Megillah reading Monday night, so I'm really, really excited about that. We're bringing in some local talent, and it'll be a great experience for our players and our staff, many of them who, may have not ever been exposed to Purim before, or some that were exposed to Purim when they were very, very young. So those are the kind of things, as you know, that really get me very excited.
Yeah, that works out really well. So right after the fast on Monday night, you're going to have a nice team gathering and a good team bonding session. And how better to bond than with a Jewish victory over the enemy being read from Megillah Esther. And then in all seriousness, and this is just a curiosity. You know me, Jordy. This is just a curiosity. Tuesday, there will be a dugout reading, or it's going to be a much more low-key event?
Probably more low-key event. We're still trying to work out the details, but it might be in the stand, like after they open up the gates, maybe about 11:30. If there is something, I'll message you so you can put it out there.
Because it's interesting. I would imagine, in all seriousness, and I know that some people will find this ridiculous, but I would imagine there are people who would come in the middle of Purim to come see the game.
I expect there will be, actually. The game is at 1 o'clock, so people can deliver their shalach manas, give their matanas levionim, and have their suda afterwards.
Exactly.
So, the game will be over by 4 o'clock.
If I was down in Jupiter, Florida, I would not put it past me to actually come by and participate. All right, so that's the
question is... The question is, can they drink enough Adil Yada between the Mets and the Israel baseball team? That, I think, is the question. We should do some research on that.
And I would guess the only thing available in the stadium is beer, right? There's nothing else available, I would guess.
I assume so. Yeah, I don't think they'll allow anybody else to bring any wine into their Purim Suda.
Jordy Alter's with us. The World Baseball Classic begins really soon. People are talking about it in the sports world. It's become a thing already, and obviously Team Israel is in it. Am I right that Team Israel will only be in Florida? Because I know there are games taking place all around the world for obvious reasons, different regions, etc. Will everything be in Florida for Team Israel?
For us, yes. There's actually 4 regions, one in Japan, one in Houston, in Puerto Rico, and in Miami. The quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals all come to Florida, right, to Miami. So, God willing, we should advance, and we won't have to travel at all.
And those who are in Florida, and obviously we have listeners down there, but there are people who are constantly going down there. Those who are in Florida on Sunday, March 8th, that's a real game. That's a real pool, as they call it, game against Nicaragua, correct? That's happening down in Miami on Sunday, March the 8th, correct, at 7 p.m. So people can, if they're in that area, they can go and enjoy that game.
Right, and for those that don't remember, in 23, that we had a really exciting game against Nicaragua, came back in the 8th inning, down by a run, clutch double by Garrett Stubbs, knocked in 2 runs, and we ended up winning that game, and that was the reason why we were able to, get into the pool this time.
Wow.
By that victory. So that's a huge game for us.
And then
also, by the way, Monday afternoon's game, which is a high noon game, is against the Dominican Republic. And
right.
I mean, Dominican Republic, lineup is stacked with all really incredible Major League Baseball stars. So that should be an incredible game as well.
Yeah, that could be a rough one, but who knows? You never know. It's baseball. You never know what may happen. So that's happening. So Sunday night they have a game, and then 12 noon on Monday there's a classic pool game, as it's known, and then the next one is going to be Tuesday, March the 10th, starting at 7 p.m. against the Netherlands, and I assume after that it depends on how everybody did to see if Israel continues, correct?
Exactly.
And that's how it works. All right, Jordy Alter's with us. We're wishing Team Israel the absolute best. So what do you think? What do you think about people bringing Israeli flags to the game, showing their Jewish pride? Do you think it's going to be a lot different than last time around? I mean, we know what's going on with the political situation, and you see this all the time when you travel with the team to different cities and different countries around the world. Is it very different now, Jordy? What do you think?
So I don't expect it to be much different. Actually, we've faced this before many times. We've spoken about it, in our lead up to the Olympics. We had, tremendous amount of negative stuff following us around all over the world. So I don't expect it to be any different, quite frankly. Obviously, whatever's going on in Israel at the time could impact that slightly, and obviously things might change very quickly. We obviously don't know.
Right.
But I don't think it'll we're in security discussions all the time. We're going to have it locked down really, really well. And we'll hear some noise, but I don't think it's going to really impact us at all. But in the stadium itself, I don't think there'll be any issues. The teams that we're playing for the most part for the Dominicans, as an example, are close friends of ours. We know all the Dominican players. Nelson Cruz, the general manager of Team DR, is a personal friend of mine. Has been to my house for Shabbat dinner multiple times, and so it is going to be a special love in the air when it comes to that, and even in the stands as well. The people from the Dominican Republic and even from Curacao, where most of the Netherlands players are, have a very good relationship with Israel, and think, really, really are very well connected to Israel.
What's the easiest way? Again, I remind you, everybody, that Team Israel is in Florida in real a tournament play in the World Baseball Classic on Sunday, the 8th of March, Monday afternoon, the 9th of March, and then again on Tuesday night, the 10th of March. What's the easiest way for people to get tickets to these games?
So they can go to the MLB site or just go to WBC World Baseball Classic, and there are tickets there. They can also go to our organization, israelbaseball.org, and get the link there, as well as learn more about our organization. And also to get merchandise, they can go to our organization as well. There's also WBC merchandise available through the MLB website. So there's all sorts of ways that people can find out about it. It'll be exceptionally exciting.
You're involved in this for so many years, and you and I know each other for God knows how long. I give you a lot of credit for my own career, frankly. That's a whole other story. When would you? What would you say was the most supportive crowd, whether it was Olympics or World Baseball Classic? What's the day that you remember most in terms of the enthusiasm of the crowd on behalf of Israel?
Incredible excitement that we had in South Korea, in Seoul, South Korea in 2017. That's correct. In 2017, we went into Seoul, Korea as a underdog with a roster of not many known players. And we beat the South Koreans 2-1 it was a Friday night game. I wasn't playing. I was just observing. Sorry. And we won that game. And after that game, the South Korean fans got behind Team Israel. Wow. And the remaining 3 games that we were there, they came out and they rooted for Team Israel. It was incredible, incredible support. I'll never forget the impact that had. That was incredible.
Is there a captain for this year's team? Like, who's the leader of this year's team?
We don't have a captain.
Who would be the biggest name that us casual baseball fans would be familiar with?
I think for sure Harrison Bader, probably. Yeah, Harrison Bader.
Yankee at one time. Yankee.
Correct. And Mets. Don't forget that.
Right.
And the Mets also.
That's right.
And Garrett Stubbs, Philadelphia Phillies catcher. Spencer Horwitz, first baseman for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Matt Mervis is returning now with the Nationals, via DH, in all likelihood.
You got some real players. You got some real players.
Yeah, we Dean Kramer, starting pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles.
Amazing.
We have a lot of young players, a lot of up-and-coming young players that I think will make an impact and actually help their career, in this, or will give themselves an opportunity to help their career. So that's
who's managing the 2026 edition of the Israel World Baseball Classic team?
Your bench coach, Brad Ausmus.
Oh wow, amazing.
Yeah. I mean the Yankees bench coach, but
yeah, of course.
I know that would impact you.
Don't worry. This audience knows what you mean when you say my bench coach.
Yeah. So Brad's been amazing to work with. Kevin Youkilis is returning as a bench coach for us. Jerry Narron, Blake Galen, some of our old timers. Brad Goldberg is our pitching coach. One of our our assistant pitching coach from last time, Alon Leishman, is now the pitching coach for the Colorado Rockies. Alon Leishman is a great story. Alon Leishman was born and bred in Israel in Kibbutz Gezer, grew up in our programs, made a name for himself in MLB baseball with the Seattle Mariners and the Cincinnati Reds, and then the Florida Marlins last year. And now he is the head pitching coach of the Colorado Rockies.
By the way, that's not an easy job, pitching coach in Colorado. There was a whole article in the Athletic.
True.
There's a whole article this weekend in the Athletic about how hard it is to pitch in Colorado. Yeah. Very interesting. What does it say that all these guys you just named want to stay involved? Like Kevin Youkilis. Everybody wants to be involved every time Team Israel comes around and participates in any tournament.
It's because the connection that people develop when we're together. It's something that I explained to the team last week when we met for the first time. A lot of the guys don't have a connection now to Israel or to their Jewishness, and somehow when you get in a room together, it's incredible. The achdut together changes somebody's approach to Israel and to their Jewishness. And I've heard it from many of these players over the years that they always knew that they were Jewish, and they always knew the other players that were Jewish in baseball. And they would, get to first base, and they would have a conversation with them and whatever. That was the extent of it. But when they come together as a group, it's a whole different ballgame.
Amazing.
And they want to stay connected. A guy like Kevin Youkilis, by the way, has been one of the loudest voices since October 7th on social media, supporting Israel in such an amazing way. We're so proud of people like that, and it's incredible, the connection with us.
Yeah, it kills me that guys like him and Edelman from Boston, are the ones that are out there really representing us well. But boy, are they doing a good job. Really amazing.
Yeah, agreed.
Jordy Alter encourages everybody, as do I, to pay careful attention, and believe me, we'll give it attention here, to the World Baseball Classic. The exhibition matches are next week, including one on Tanis Esther, including one on Purim, I should say, Purim Day itself on Tuesday. And then the real deal begins on the 8th of March down in Florida. All these games are going to be down in Florida. If you're a Floridian, or if you're visiting, or if you're part of that active corridor between New York and New Jersey and Florida, or wherever you might be, and make sure you are paying attention to the games, rooting for the teams, and certainly if you're in Florida, try your hardest to be in the stadium when the team takes the field. And go to the website, get some merchandise, and support the team. It's people need to realize, Jordy, that you guys really depend on fans around the world to buy the merchandise and to come out to the games and to be part of this whole experience.
Absolutely, absolutely. And our community continues to grow. Our baseball community continues to grow, especially here in America. We opened up an organization, an arm of the organization, Israel Baseball America, so IBA, as opposed to IAB, and they've been really, really getting the word out like we weren't able to from Israel for many years. And definitely here in this country, amongst the Jewish community, all over, from California to Cincinnati to Chicago to New York to Florida, we have large now groups of fans, and it's so exciting to see it happen.
Amazing. One more time, give us the website for merchandise so people can go to the site and buy some.
It's very simple, israelbaseball.org.
Simple as that.
And I would be remiss if it's okay, I'd give a shout out to my grandkids who are home in Passaic, New Jersey this morning. By the way, is it you get better listenership in this weather or when people can drive to work? Have you ever done a survey?
Well, evidence in the last many decades would tell us that it's better if I've got the carpools operating. Let's put it that way.
I figured as much. So to Shandi Shaya, Riva, and Mordechai are listening at Passaic, New Jersey, home from Yeshiva today. I love you guys. And
when are you taking them sledding this afternoon? Because it's rare that you get an opportunity to spend some time with them during a blizzard. Are you planning on hitting the snow course at some point?
We'll see how that goes. We'll see when it slows down. Right now, there's no sign of that. So I was out. I did my first shoveling this morning. And it must have been at least a foot about 2 hours ago. So we'll see where we're going.
Where are you normally? Beit Shemesh, Modi'in? Where are you normally?
I'm Teaneck.
No,
I live in Beit Shemesh. I'm in Beit Shemesh. Right. I live in Beit Shemesh.
No, I'm laughing because for a Beit Shemesh regular to come into this is so weird and strange. Yeah. Well, listen, I've been doing this for 20 years back and forth. So, it's not that strange. Obviously, I grew up here, so it's not, but I think for all of us it's strange because the last 3 or 4 winters were so mild, and this winter we're getting clobbered. So everybody should stay safe. You could say that again. We're getting clobbered by the weather. Jordy Alter and I encourage everybody to check out the World Baseball Classic. Again, next week, exhibition games, including on Purim itself, Purim afternoon down in Florida. You could also go to the MLB website or any of the websites that are selling tickets to the actual pool games that start on the 8th of March. And for Israel, it's the 8th, 9th, and 10th. The 9th is in the afternoon, by the way, a Monday afternoon. That might appeal to some people who are down in Florida taking some time off. And finally, merchandise, and to support the team, go to israelbaseball.org. Again, that's israelbaseball.org. Jordy, thanks so much for the update. Good luck to the team. Have a wonderful Purim with them. And
Thank you.
You know what I think of this whole thing. I think it's so important for us and for our people and for our nation. I know people sometimes don't get it. They don't understand the importance of stuff like this happening on the baseball field. But I do get it. And kol hakavod to Team Israel.
I know you do. And you've been our biggest fan for many, many years, and I appreciate it so much.
You know what I always say? I may not be the biggest, but I might be the tallest. Okay.
That's for sure.
There he is, Jordy Alter, encouraging everybody to get behind Team Israel here on a Monday at JM in the AM.